Hello and welcome back to another episode on the Create mod. Today we are going to continue with enchanting. In the last episode we took a bit of a detour to make a mob farm, but today we are hopefully, and I mean this in the best way possible, hopefully going to get enchanting set up. So let's head down to the XP farm, mob farm that we made last episode and walk you through what's happening. So we have a deployer that's just stabbing stuff at all points, and then it's dropping things into these drawers, mostly just stone, or bones and arrows, and then also nuggets of experience, which we are going to change up today. So I guess let's get started. We need two things pretty much here. We need one, a pipe that can go up to the second floor to transport experience, and two, a disenchanter on that bottom floor to disenchant all the orbs of experience or nuggets of experience, whatever they're called, to put them into here. This is also wrong. I didn't know about this, but the Blaze Boys need fuel from below. So if we hook it up to below, then Homeboy will light up and start going ham. So we'll do that in a minute here. But first, let's get stuff into this fluid container. All right, there is the disenchanter, and then we need a couple of pipes, which I should have here. Beautiful. And then I will also need, I'm gonna take so much damage today. I'm gonna need another cog so we can get a pump going. There we go. But if we now, let's see, if we remove you, and I guess that can stay for the minute. I guess we do have to do that. We want the disenchanter here, but, ooh, that's fine. Yeah, that works. That still works. That still works. We're okay. And then I have the mechanical belt connected there. We then need a kind of a sketchy alignment here. Let's see, so shaft like that, and then also like this. There we go. And then also another shaft on this one there. And then we need a ton of belts if we, that should work. And then we have to connect this, and then connect this. Way over here. There we go. And now that should work again. Yep. So as you saw, perhaps, the items are going in here. The liquid XP should be dropping. And then if we wait and this spawns more guys, it is slower, I think, because I'm still using normal windows instead of tinted glass. Yeah, so it's taken a little bit longer than I'd like, but we're gonna get tinted glass in there soon. But if we just wait here, we can see it in action. Here we go. Yeah, so you can see the orbs of XP are going in here, and then all the items are just flipping on over it. So that's super great. And then we now have this. So I guess I'll just... Ah, right, I pick it up immediately because I have that. I can jump in here, and now we have 366 millibuckets of experience. Beautiful. So now what we need to do is pump this all the way up to the second floor, and I think probably the best way to do it is to just come up this way. So everything is now set up. I have this pipe running all the way up, which I'm actually going to protect like that, and I have the pipe going up there. The one issue I'm running into, as you can see in a second here, is that this is not going anywhere, which is most likely because we don't have enough distance. I don't know what the right word is, but basically the pipes can only, I think, travel 15 blocks before they need another pump. And we have a pipe right at the end here, or a pump right at the end here, but we don't have anything else, which is a big ol' issue, if you ask me. So what we'll probably have to do here is add in another pump like that, and then hook this one up too. This shouldn't be too difficult really at all. It's just gonna hooking up this thing with another gearbox and then some shafts. And then a cog off of that. And we can see now that there is more XP in there. And it refilled back up, and if I stand on this, I'll empty out my XP in here too. And boom, now we have XP. So, love to see that. It isn't super fast, which is a little bit of a bummer, but we will eventually have enough to actually enchant stuff. And then let's connect this up to this guy. So now if we connect this, this is now active. Beautiful. So what this can now do, if we actually use it, if we put a book in here and throw, let's say, a diamond helmet on it, it will pick that thing up and then try to enchant it. I suppose let's make this bad boy test it out. I think it might be useful for me to go get tinted glass and perhaps another spawner, because currently we're going at a pretty slow rate here. And I think both of those things would help it out immensely. I mean, just the light specifically is really, really bad for the spawner. Like it takes so much longer to spawn stuff. So I think it's best if I go get some tinted glass. And if I find another spawner, absolutely. But if it's like a million miles into the floor, there's no chance I'm bringing that back up. So I suppose it'll depend on what we find and where we find it. But yeah, I will go try to do that, and I'll be back. Okay, I finally found an amethyst cluster. Crystal? Geode. A geode, that's what it's called. And it just so happens to be literally walking distance to a second geode, which is millimeters above a spawner, but I don't have any torches, which is a bit of an issue. So I'm trying to find maybe, I think I might have some stuff in my backpack. I do, I have enough for a torch or two. I lit up the geodes because I thought it would be better than lighting up the spawner initially, because I'm going to be working a lot with the geodes, and if a creeper spawns and blows it up, the actual amethyst cluster creators can't be made, I don't think. At least they definitely can't in vanilla. I am not as sure about survival, or about create mod, but I'm pretty sure they can. And I would hate for the amethyst stuff to go away. I was actually thinking that since it's the create mod and we have the cart, we might be able to move the clusters, like the cluster creators, and make a cool farm out of it. So that might be something we do later, but I am right now going to just immediately get this cart in a cart, this spawner in a cart. There we go, that's the words. Can you guys stop? And I'm hoping we are pretty close. Our base is here and we're over here. So I'm hoping we can just go straight to this place on a boat. I'm pretty sure minecarts can go on boats, but I'm not actually too sure. Oh, I also found a bajillion diamonds just because I've been flying through tons of different caves trying to find stuff. I will never remember for some reason to put this bad boy on a thing there. And now this should just work. Love that. Maybe I shouldn't have put all the torches on that because now it's dark. But now we can bring this upstairs. I think it is a zombie spawner. Ooh. Actually, you know, that's a good book to keep. Yeah, so I'm gonna, I guess, make another elevator for this idiot. And I don't think there's a good way to do this. I'll definitely have to go back to my house too to get everything I need. All right, well, I'm gonna just build this and then AFK these geodes until I get enough amethyst, and then we should be good. This is going swimmingly so far. It only took maybe an hour to find this cave, which isn't too bad. I first went just searching for amethyst stuff, and then I was like, well, if I go back to my house area and search for things there, I might actually have better luck finding a spawner, and then I can bring it back easily instead of having to drive boat, minecart, a billion blocks. And I'm just hoping that the minecart can go in the boat. I'm pretty sure it can, but I'm not certain. Okay, so I have the minecart up here. I'm pretty sure it can't go in a boat, but the other way around is possible. But I don't think there's anything I can do about that. So that means I need to make a railroad across the ocean. Is there really nothing I can do? All right, so I have the second spawner in. I had to make so many rails. I barely have any iron left, which is a little bit sad, but I can now disconnect these things. I'm gonna do the torches at the very end. Let's make sure I can actually do this. Awesome. Okay, I'm out. I'm safe. I will have to change up this thing though. Yeah, because it's gonna back up. This is so lame. This is so hard to... I don't know how to get rid of this stuff other than probably just having like a lava thing over here or something. So I suppose we'll have to do that at some point. But I have to organize my inventory and stuff because, oh my goodness, it is full of garbage. I am now gonna, well, I guess tear down this rail? Maybe not yet. I'll tear down most of it, but not all of it. And I still have to go AFK the what's it called? The amethyst clusters. There are 2 of them, and I don't need that much glass, so it shouldn't take too long, but I think we'll see. Okay, so after a little bit of AFKing, I definitely have enough for the tinted glass that I have, and for way more than I have, actually. I think I probably need more sand in order to make all the tinted glass. But now I need to find my way out of here. I genuinely don't know where I am. Well, actually, I'll take some glow squid ink. It's useful in something. I forget what. Alright, so I am back. I have glass. I have amethyst. Let us make this. Ah, I pressed the wrong button. How do I do this? I think it's just this, you know? Uh-oh. Am I a loser? Ah, there we go. Oh my gosh, this is actually really expensive. Okay, it's a good thing I got a ton of amethyst, I guess. I actually think a stack should be okay. And I just need to replace the glass out here on these however many windows there are. Oh wow, I actually might need more than 64. That is kind of worrisome, actually. Holy cow. That is a ton darker already. I guess it is going to nighttime as well, but I do think the tinted glass is helping. That is a stack. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I guess that's a good thing. I have pretty much another stack of it. Literally another stack of it. Love that. And I think this is the last window we need to do. Hopefully this will speed it up. It maybe feels like it's faster? I'm not sure, though. Oh, yeah, it's definitely faster. It's absolutely way faster. Why are they not dying immediately? Oh, I also have to do that. I have to, like, right now set up a way to get rid of the stuff that doesn't go all the way through. I can also remove this, so we don't need that anymore. But yeah, I need to get rid of all of this garbage here. Ooh, I just thought of this. I can actually use the drawers to my advantage here. If I put this here, I would just need a void filter on this, and then that should void everything. No, I think let's see, a void upgrade destroys excess items. I could do a backpack with this kind of void upgrade. That's actually what I should do. And I can just void all items. There we go, there's the backpack, and then if we run over here and remove this bad boy, and put the chest, or backpack down, we can now throw the void upgrade in there, and then right-click that. We can pick up all these garbage items and throw them in here. And this should get voided. No? There we go. Alright, so now anything new thrown in here is going to be destroyed. I assume that's the case even now. I gotta pick up all these things. Yes. Beautiful. So that's just going to get voided. So now this is pretty much fully done, and we can go into the spectator here and see what the look is. Oh, you know what? I think it didn't attack all the time like it is now when it has items in it and has to drop off those items. Alright, so the base is now cleaned up, and we can look at how much XP we actually have. Looks like a little bit. Ooh. 2,286 millibuckets, which isn't great, but it's something. I actually wonder if there's some in these pipes. Okay, it doesn't look like it. Oh, maybe... I don't know if that's just visual, or these pipes actually do contain some amount of liquid in them. I don't know. I guess that would be good to learn about, but whatever. We can... Now, actually, I have a Fortune 2 book, and even though it's probably not the most useful thing ever, we do have somewhere 2 Fortune 1 diamond pickaxes. And this is great because now we can actually show off, well, can we? I need an anvil. We kind of can. I need first levels and second something else. I guess iron is a true. There we go. We have an anvil and now we need, oh gosh, I hope like only 7 levels or something. 8. Okay, we can do that if we just grab some pipes from over here, and I also need to power it somehow. Ah, what can we do? I can remove this and reverse it. That is probably the easiest way. There we go. And now if we combine these two, Fortune 2, there we go. So now I can show you how this works. If we put the... That's not how it works. We can do that, which actually would work. Yeah, let's do that. So if we put the Fortune 2 book in here, we can now see the Fortune 2 consumes 112 millibuckets of experience. And if we throw a pickaxe onto it, right click to give it to him, then it enchants it for us. And now we have Fortune 2, and then we have 2 Fortune 2s. So if I guess remove this again, and give myself back a bunch of levels, and combine those, I get Fortune 3. So we now have automatic, in pretty big quotes, automatic... Oh, it keeps the book. Oh, okay. We now have pretty much fully automatic mob spawning and attacking, which means automatic XP gathering, kind of semi-automatic enchanting, and if we get enough good books or we get books in some other fashion, then we'll be able to actually use this like really, really well, and eventually, it's in big quotes, but eventually upgrade this bad boy and upgrade our gear to be a lot better. The one thing I want to do before the end of this episode is, I don't know if we can enchant a book. I don't think we can. I think actually we can check. If we ponder on this thing, and then we just go to the next section. So it will enchant, Blaze Enchanter can enchant your items. However, it cannot work on books, nor can it add incompatible enchantments to your items. It can upgrade an existing enchantment to a higher level. Oh, it's literally an anvil. Okay, sorry, my fault. I could have done that in the Blaze Enchanter. I did not know that. And then hyper enchanting is what we want to do soon-ish, but it'll take a while. It requires a lot of lava and a lot of other things, but it is really good. Enchantment with level cap of 1 level or higher cannot be upgraded to level 2, but all the other ones, so like efficiency 5 can be put up to efficiency 6, and fortune 3 can be put up to fortune 4. So stuff like that, which obviously is amazing. So we still have fortune 2 to this. I can't right click it on there, but I bet if I got another pick, I could right click it on there twice and upgrade it to fortune 3. Which is good to know. But what we can also do is make a printer, which basically just lets us copy books. So with the Fortune 1, we can print it and copy it to make 2 Fortune 2 books, and then combine those for the 1 Fortune 3 that we need. And it low-key isn't that expensive. So if we throw this bad boy down, I don't know if there's a good spot for it. I suppose that will work. I need a depot here. But then we can get a cogwheel, and I guess actually some more pipes and stuff. And we get a mechanical pump going into this bad boy. We can connect this, and we have 340 millibuckets of XP in there. And I'm just going to block this up and hope that it looks okay. Not really, but actually let's get some casings and just toss around that. I wonder if this... No. It has to be andesite. That's such a bummer because I do really like the copper casing look. And there we go. That is now set up. I am going to really quick make a depot, unless we have one in here. Perhaps? No, the game hates me. That's fine. So we now have the depot, and then we have this Fortune 2 book. If I right click it onto the enchantment thingy, you can see that it consumes 112 millibuckets to print, I guess, something, which again, we know it's kind of cheap. And we just need some books, which are over here. And if we run over here, throw a book on the depot, we should see yep, that copied it. And we now have 2 Fortune 2 books, which if we were to put that in an anvil, it would get us where we need to go. But now I need to wait here until I can get 6 levels. Actually, it might be faster and probably better to just go kill mobs myself, because it is nighttime, so it won't even be that difficult. There we go, level 6. That was literally as fast as it could be. So now at level 6, we can combine these books and Fortune 3. And if I now shift click into this, I can switch it out. And now it's Fortune 3, which does consume more experience, but it is definitely cheaper than enchanting 2 things. And it's just easier. You know what I'm saying? So I think for in between videos, I'm going to just AFK here and try my best to get a ton of experience and stuff. And then, yeah, hopefully next episode we can actually finally get to enchanting our items. So hopefully that is the case and it works flawlessly, because that would be fabulous. But until then, I'll see y'all next time. So thank you all so much for watching. We finally got the mob spawner and enchanting and whatever combined setup and working. We found another spawner. We found a bunch of amethyst for tinted glass to make sure that it's dark in there. And we enchanted our first thing with the Blaze Enchanter, which is awesome. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like. And if you're coming back on a regular, subscribe. You're coming back anyway. All right. Peace.